6 members like this. We'll take this. Each joint is pin joint. So one hinge, one end hinge, another roller. It is supported by a hinge and roller. So the span here you can take it as 4 meters. The rise I will take it 3 meters. So this is A, B, C, D. Subjected to, of course, I will take a load here. I will take another load here. So this is 10 kilonewtons. This say 4 kilonewtons. That's okay. So let us take a simple problem like this and follow that particular step and make sure first identify the structure first, whether it's a plane truss or not. Naturally here the moment in the problem, if they show each joint with a dot like this, it indicates it's a single joint. So each member are interconnected by pin joint and all members lie in one plane and all are line elements. So naturally it is a plane truss. So that you are identifying and you can determine the degree of indeterminacy straight away. You count the number of members in the structure. There are 6 members. That is, M is 6. Number of support reactions here at A, since it is hinge, you have 2 reactions. One is vertical reaction VA, another horizontal reaction HA. Here only vertical reaction at the roller support, it is VD. So totally there are 3 reactions, R will be 3, and minus number of joints is 4, because this is not a joint, middle one. So it is 2 into J, 4. So totally this will be 6 plus 3 minus 8, it is 1. So degree of static indeterminacy is 1. Degree of external indeterminacy is R minus 3, that is 3 minus 3, it is 0. That means it is externally determinate. All the 3 reactions you can determine by applying 3 equations of equilibrium. 3 equations are available. All 3 external reactions can be easily determined. E equals 0 and internal indeterminacy will be I minus B, that is 1. So you can conclude that hence the truss, the given truss is internally indeterminate to the degree 1, and it is externally determinate. So since it is externally determinate, so all reactions you can determine straight away by applying equations of equilibrium and choose only the internal indeterminacy as one of the redundant. So choose the member force, choose the internal member force, say BD as redundant, because only one member force only to be chosen, I told. So you can choose the internal member force BD as redundant. That means you can remove that particular member straight away. So this is that redundant force R1. That coordinate direction will be like this. It is tensile force. I told you tension usually the thing which we have to take to start with as the forces which is there now. So I will take as tensile force, that is the only redundant force, and that is the coordinate direction. So this is basic determinate structure with redundant and coordinate. redundant is this member force, coordinate is this tensile direction. So that is your first step. You have done this. I can remove it. First step is done, and I will create that R matrix is R1 itself, that's only 1 by 1, and D R will be dr1, which is 0, because no other secondary force is given, no lack of it, no temperature change in any of the members, so that is straight away 0. Only I have to determine dl, that is only displacement along this force direction, that's dl1. So that I have to determine. Therefore, my d is equal to, it is minus dl1, because d is dr minus dl. dr is 0, dl is dl1, which I have to determine, and that dl1 is nothing but sigma of pi ki li divided by d I. So here you can take in the problem A is constant. For all the members, A you will take it as constant, or it can be varied also. Each member, A if it is given, corresponding A. So here where Pi is the force in all the members, in members I is equal to 1 to m. If there are m number of members, 1 to m. Here 1 to 6. There are 6 members. We have to determine the forces due to given external load. Then apply unit force in the direction of the redundant. Evaluate again the truss and find out all the forces that I, that is I equals 1 to m. N is length of each member. A is the axial rigidity of each member. So using this straight away I can find out that. And flexibility coefficient also you can determine, that's sigma k square Li by k is same formula. Then value. That's all the total steps. So after this second step, so all these over, I can remove that. So I will take second step to find dl1. To find dl1. So let us use method of joints, and unit load method for finding unit load or dummy load method for finding this dl1. Right. Method of joints for the analysis for finding displacement, that unit load method. So that means now I have to take basic determinate structure. I have to take basic determinate structure, like this, by removing that redundant force, take the external loads, it is 10 kilonewtons, and here it is 4 kilonewtons, and A is constant, this is 4 meters, this is 3 meters, so this I have to evaluate reactions and analyze these stress by method of joints in order to calculate PI. Then I have to apply unit load, this is PI force, to find the forces in all the members. I have to do this analysis, then same truss, I have to take it, that is basic determinate structure, and I have to apply unit load along that redundant coordinate. Unit load I have to apply and do one more analysis and calculate the forces in the anti-structure. This is called KI force analysis for forces to do the analysis. This is the truss I am taking, and these are the force loads on the truss. This I have to adopt method of joints for the analysis. So I hope you remember that method of joints analysis. We will follow that and do the analysis.
Sir, for PI, we don't consider BD.
Which one?
BD, we are taken as redundant.
BD?
A member.
BD member. I have to
Remove.
I told you basic determinate structure.
Determinate structures only we have to calculate.
This analysis you are doing only for determinate
determinate
structures. If that member is there, means
This is unknowns, indeterminate.
that is what we are doing. I have to remove.
Remove and
Choosing the redundant, remove that, and for that remove the redundant, remove structure only you have to do the analysis.
for that member once again you have to apply.
Otherwise you cannot analyze
Yes,
that.
sir.
So you have to remove, make it determinate, and the determinate structure only you are analyzing. So let us adopt that. So first I will take to find reactions. To find reactions. So this is PI forces I am doing. PI forces I will do that. To find the reaction, I will take moment about A equals 0. This is A, B, C, D. Here also A, B, C, D. So this is VD. If I take moment about A, I will get VD into 4. It is anti-clockwise direction. Then this 10 kilonewtons, it passes through A. It doesn't give any moment. That is 10 into 0. Lever arm is 0. Then 4. 4 into
3.
So this VD into 4 is anti-clockwise. This 10 into 4 is 0. And this 4 into 3, which is in the clockwise direction, that sum is equal to 0. I will call clockwise positive. This will be minus 4 VD. This is plus 12 is equal to 0, or 4 VD equals 12. Therefore, VD is equal to 3 kilonewtons. So VD is 3 kilonewtons. So whatever direction it is okay. Then apply sigma equation, sigma V equals 0. 3 equations we have to apply for finding the reactions. Sigma V 0, sigma H 0 is. So sigma H equals 0 I will apply. In that case, this HA, I take it straight away in this direction. So R usually tension it is.
Yes, sir.
That's positive direction. So HA, which is tension direction moving away from the joint, plus this 4 kilonewtons, it is moving towards this side. That's all the two horizontal forces. No other force is horizontal, so that's equal to 0. Or this, if I take it as positive, HA, this is minus 4 equals 0, or HA is equal to 4 kilonewtons. So this is 4 kilonewtons. HA equals 4 kilonewtons. Then I will use sigma V equals 0. 3 equations I have used of statics. So I will get this VA plus VD, both acting in the upper direction, that is equal to 10, which is acting in down. So VD is 3, therefore VA is equal to 10 minus 3, that is 7 kilonewtons. So this VA is 7 kilonewtons. So this is your first step, you have to find the reaction. Then go on considering joint by joint, which by choosing the joint, you always choose the joint wherein not more than 2 unknown member forces are there. Here, joint A, 3 are unknowns, leave it, don't take it. Then joint D, I can take it because only 2 members. So I will take joint B. Well, next you take select joint which has not more than two unknown force. Right? Any time, once at a time, while selecting the joint, you select those joints wherein not more than two force unknowns are there, because we are adopting only two equations of equilibrium. So joint D, I will take it. So joint D, I draw the free body diagram, mark all the external reactions if at all it is there, and loads if at all it is given. So here you have VD 3 kilonewtons. This is the joint D I am considering, and there are two unknown member forces. This is F dA force in the member dA. This is F dC force in the member dC. These are the only two forces. You write that free body diagram. Apply two equations of equilibrium. Sigma V equals 0 if you adopt, then I will get FdC plus 3 kilonewtons, both acting in the same direction. This I will select to start the intention direction, that is arrow moving away to start with. So if I do that, FdC plus 3 equals 0, or FdC I will be getting minus 3. Minus whatever direction I have assumed, it should be reverse. That I will put it here. So I will put the arrow now towards the joint D. Here I have taken arrow moving away. Here I have to put arrow moving towards, because I am getting negative. Here also I have to put arrow moving towards other end also. So this is the force, 3 kilonewtons. I will write 3 kilonewtons. Then you adopt sigma H equals 0. Then FdA, which is acting like this, and there is no other loads, so that is straight away 0. So this is 0. Next, you take another joint. There is not more than two unknowns. Here C joint is there, so two unknowns. Now this member force is no. Here also either B, that also we can select. I'll select B and then C, so that completes. Then I will take joint B. If you take joint B and draw free body diagram similar to this, there are two member forces, FBC and FBA, showing as usual arrow moving away. And in addition to this, we have two external loads at the joint. One is this 10 kilonewtons, both external loads are there, and another 4 kilonewtons. So this is the free body diagram of the joint B. Adopt two equations. Sigma H equals 0 will give FBC plus 4 is equal to 0. Therefore, FBC is minus 4. FBC plus 4 equals 0, or FBC is minus 4. I will skip that step. So, minus means I have to reverse the direction. Here at B, I have taken the arrow moving away. Now I have to put it arrow moving towards. Here also, put towards and write that force, 4 kilonewtons. Next, take sigma V equals 0. That is now FBA plus 10 is equal to 0. Therefore, FBA is equal to minus 10. So FBA is minus 10. Here also it is minus. So whatever direction I have assumed that FBA down, that I have to reverse it. It has to be up. Here also it has to be this side. So this is 10 starting. Then 4 member forces I have already determined. I will take the last joint C. I will close that P analysis, that is finding the PI forces. So next you take joint C, joint D over, and I have considered joint B, now joint C. And joint C, you draw the free body diagram like this. There are 3 members. Out of that, 2 member forces are known. One is the CD, 3 kilonewton. It is known. You can write that with the direction. And this is also 4 known with this direction. And this you can take in this direction. It is unknown. That is FCA. That is the force to be determined. I will call this angle as theta. That means this angle as theta. You can take it. That's the angle in this. Now I will adopt this, say, sigma V equals 0 or H equals 0. I will take it. So I will get FCA. Sigma V means FCA sin theta, which is acting down. Right? This, if you resolve, it will be like this and like that. If you resolve. So this is FCA cos sin theta vertical 1 down. This is 3 minus 3 acting up equals 0 or FCA. Sin theta means in this particular triangle, 3 meters, this 4 meters, 3 meters. Sin theta, this is 5 meters diagonal. So sin theta is 3 divided by 5. So FCA 3 divided by 5 is equal to 3 or FCA
Minus
is 5 kilonewtons. So positive you are getting, that means whatever direction you have chosen, okay, like this, here also it is like this, so this is 5. So thereby all these PI forces in the members have completed. Next, second analysis. I told you 2 analyses. One itself will take this much time. 2, if it is more number of unknowns, again it will be too much. That's why normally we stick to one redundancy to find KI forces. KI forces. So that is the second figure I have to take. So it is only internal force. You need not determine external support reactions. Straight away I will select a joint wherein not more than 2 members are there or 2 unknowns are there. A I cannot select, right? Of course D I can select because support reaction I have not yet determined because it is not possible support to determine the support reaction in terms of internal force because it is in equilibrium. So this also I cannot select, only B I can select. So I will select joint B to start. B I will select. C I cannot select anyway, 3 members are there, only B I will select. So here, this is the force I have applied, 1 unit I have applied. Here 1 unit I have applied, unit force. So this I will take it theta. This is the one unknown force, FBC. This is another unknown force, FBA. Both times I will take. I will adopt sigma V equals 0, sigma H is equal to 0. So I will take sigma H is equal to 0. Then this 1 cos theta plus FBC, because this 1 cos theta will be like this, 1 sin theta will be down. So this is equal to 0. Therefore, FBC is equal to minus 1 cos theta. Again, cos theta, this is theta in the problem. So this is theta. Have taken. So cos theta is this 4 by 5. So it is 4 by 5. It is 4 divided by 5. It is minus 0.8. It is minus. Minus means whatever direction I have chosen here, that will be reversed. Here. It is 0.8. Next, if I take sigma V equals 0, then on same lines, FBA plus 1 sin theta is equal to 0 or FPA is minus 1 sin theta. Sin theta is 3 by 5, that is minus 3 by 5, it is minus 0.6. Minus means this direction, I have to reverse, it is 0.6. Next, I can take joint either this A I don't want to take because this reaction I am not getting. C only, I have to take it. Say, take joint C. That is very important. You have to select a joint wherein not more than 2 unknowns are there and select it and find the unknown. So this is the force FCA. And CD also have to determine FCD. This is FCD is already determined, that is 0.8 in that direction. So immediately after calculation of that, you transfer that figure into the diagram, K forces diagram, so that it is easy for computation purpose. Again, you can take this as theta, so this you can resolve like this and like this. So again, if you take sigma h equals 0, you take first because this is known. So you will get FCA cos theta. It is like this. This is 0.8 minus 0.8. It is in the opposite direction. Therefore, FCA is equal to FCA equals 0.8 divided by cos theta. 0.8 by cos theta. Cos theta, here this is theta I am taking. So cos theta is 4 by 5. It is 0.8. 0.8 by 0.8, it is 1. So therefore, this FCA 1 means whatever direction I have taken, there it is okay. So that is that 1. Next I will adopt sigma V equals 0, that is FCA sin theta, which is down, plus FCD, which is also down, is equal to 0. Therefore, FCD is equal to minus FCA sin theta. Right? FCA is 1, sin theta is 3 by 5, so it is minus 0.6. So therefore, FCD is minus, it is like this. So here also it is like this. So it is 0.6. So by looking at that,
sorry, FCA in cos theta value, cos theta is higher. Cos theta
0.8,
0.8.
because this is theta.
Yes, sir.
Cos theta is 4.
4
4 by 5, 0.8. So 0.8 by 0.8, 1. Right?
Yes, sir.
And here also it is FCD.
Yes, sir.
FCA sin theta, that's 1 sin theta.
Yes, 1
Sin
sin
theta is 3 by 5, 0.6.
0.6.
Okay? Therefore it is minus 0.6.
Yes, sir.
That happened. So by looking at that, you can just see the loss either this joint or that joint, you can take it. Or from this joint you can find the vertical reaction, then sigma V equals 0 out, you will get this reaction. Then find sigma H equals 0, automatically horizontal reaction is 0. Then you can evaluate this. So this also will be 0.8 only by looking at that, because that is usually, that's what is going to happen, it has to balance. So these are your carried force. So major analysis is over. Now you have to tabulate and find the internal member forces by adopting the sign. So next you tabulate all the results. That is your third step. The second and third step I have already clubbed. Both P and K analysis I have done together, as I told you. this I will take third step to find, straight away we will take R, to find R run of force. So that I will do it in the form of a table to find R and member forces. Because analysis means I have to find the forces in all the members also. What I will do. So I will write member I. There are 6 members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members. I will take one by one. AB, then BC, then CD, then DA, then AC, then lastly that BD, that's the redundant, that I selected. Then I will write JE value, that is same JE, JEI. For all members, JE is same. If it is different, then you will write that particular value for each member, whatever is given. Then write length of each member in meters. All should be in same consistent units. Units you have to check. If it is meter kilonewton, length also should be in meter. Force should be in kilonewton. So L, AB length 4 meters, that is already given. BC, AB is 3 meters. BC is 4 meters. Then CD 3 meters. DA 4 meters. AC 5. That is square root of 3 square plus 4 square. That is 5. And BD also 5. So these are the information given. Then you have to find PI. The PI forces, whatever you have evaluated. PI is always, if it is tensile, take positive sign, compression, negative sign. Here it is compression,
-10.
so it is, you take it as -10. Here it is again compression, -4. Here it is again compression. This you have to be careful, sign convention. Coordinate you have to stick on. This is 0, DA, then this is
Tension.
positive tension plus 5. This is of course 0. That member itself is not there, make it as 0. Then K forces also you can tabulate it, whatever you have determined in this sketch. This is very important, follow that. KI, AB is 0.6, again compression, minus 0.6. Then minus 0.8. Then minus 0.6. Then minus 0.8. Then this is 1 tensile. And this is also 1 you have to take because I am applying unit load along that direction. That also you have to take it as 1. So this entire analysis, whatever I have done, I have used that in this particular table. Now this I could have written anyway, it's all right. So now you find out PI, KI, LI by JEI. So 10 minus 0.6, it is 6 into 3, 18 divided by 18. Then here minus 4 minus 0.8, 3.2 into 4.
12.8.
12.8 by AE. Next, minus 3 minus 0.6. It is 1.8. 1.8 into 3,
5.4.
it is 5.4 divided by AE. Here 0. 0. Here 5, 1 into 1, 5 into
25.
5, it is 25 divided by AE. Then here 0. So you find this sum, sigma Pk, Pi, Ki, Li by JEI. So this
61.2.
sum will be
61.2.
61.2 divided by 80. That's the first information. Then we can find out Ki square Li by Ji. Ki square 0.36 into 3.
1.08.
That is 1.08 by Ji. 0.8 square 0.64 into 4.
2.5.
2.56 divided by Ji. Here 0.36 into 3, it is 1.08 by Ji. Here 0.8 square 0.64 into 4, that is 2.56 by Ji. Here it is 1 into 5, 5 divided by Ji. Here also 1 square 1 into L 5 divided by Ji. We can find out this sum also, which is sigma Ki square Li by Ji.
17.28.
How much?
17.28.
17.28
28.
by Ji. Now we use to find R. So we have R is equal to F inverse D. Correct? Huh?
Yes.
That I told you in the very first step itself.
Yes.
Here F is nothing but your sigma Ki square Li by Ji. So which is nothing but 17.28 by Ji. Here F is only F11 because it is only one redundancy, F11 only, that is that value. Next, D is equal to minus DL only, which is nothing but minus sigma Pi Ki Li by AEL. PKL by AEL. So that also we have determined, that is minus 61.2 by AE. Therefore, R equals, this will be AE by 17.28
17.28.
because F inverse is that only one element into this is nothing but AE by 61.2 by AE.
Minus
It's a
60.
negative sign,
Yes,
minus. This AE get cancelled. I think this is minus
3.54.
3.54
54.
kilometers. So this is the force in that redundant number 3.54. Next, you can find out the force in each member. That is your analysis. You have to find out the force in each member, which is nothing but actual force in each member is Pi is equal to Pi plus Ki or that's all. That you have to determine. That is the final force. Final force is, this is Pi force plus unit force into redundant, whatever you have determined. That you have to add together. That will be what? Actual forces in all the members. So this last column, if you complete, then analysis of stress is over. That is, Ki is minus 0.6 into minus 3.54 plus minus 10.
Minus 7.87.
Minus 7.87 is the force in AB. Then likewise others. Second one, minus 0.8 into minus 3.54 plus minus 4.
Minus 1.16.
Minus
16.
1.16.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then this. Minus 0.6 into minus 3.54 minus 3,
minus 0.87.
0.87. Then here minus 0.8 into minus 3.54 plus 0.
2.83.
Minus
No, plus sir.
plus 2.83.
83.
Then this, it is 1 into minus 3.54. Minus 3.54 plus 5.
1.46.
1.46. Then this, I think that's also
1.46.
1.46. These are the final forces. This indicates compression minus plus indicates tension. 3 tensile force members, 3 compressive force members. This completes the analysis of all 6 member forces. This is about flexibility method of analyzing the truss. Any truss, you know the amount of work involved. So maximum one redundancy, if it is there, you can attempt, you can finish it in about half an hour. Otherwise, try to avoid it if possible. Otherwise, if it is compelled, you have to do it. There is no other go. That's all. With this, the analysis of truss completed, analysis of beam completed, frame also I have done. If possible, I will do one more frame analysis by this flexibility method. That completes the entire syllabus of this particular semester. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.